Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Girl Scouts of the USA. Girl Scouts of the United States of America, commonly referred to as simply Girl Scouts, is a youth organization for girls in the United States and American girls living abroad. Founded by Juliette Gordon Low in 1912, it was organized after Low met Robert Baden-Powell, the founder of Scouting, in 1911. Upon returning to Savannah, Georgia, she telephoned a distant cousin saying, "I've got something for the girls of Savannah and all of America and all the world, and we're going to start it tonight." Girl Scouts prepares girls to empower themselves and promotes compassion, courage, confidence, character, leadership, entrepreneurship, and active citizenship through activities involving camping, community service, learning first aid, and earning badges by acquiring practical skills. Girl Scouts achievements are recognized with various special awards, including the Girl Scout Gold, Silver, and Bronze Awards. Girl Scout membership is organized according to grade, with activities designed for each level. GSUSA is a member of the World Association of Girl Guides and Girl Scouts and accepts girls of all backgrounds. A 1994 Chronicle of Philanthropy poll showed Girl Scouts ranked by the public as the 8th most popular charity, non-profit in America among more than 100 charities. It describes itself as the world's preeminent organization dedicated solely to girls. Girl Guides of America. Girl Scouting in the United States of America began on March 12, 1912, when Juliette Daisy Gordon Low organized the first Girl Guide troop meeting of 18 girls in Savannah, Georgia. It has since grown to 3.7 million members. Low, who had met Baden-Powell in London while she was living in the United Kingdom, dreamed of giving the United States and the world something for all the girls. She envisioned an organization that would bring girls out of their homes to serve their communities, experience the out-of-doors, and have the opportunity to develop self-reliance and resourcefulness. From its inception, the Girl Scouts has been organized and run exclusively by women for girls and women. Juliette Gordon Low was the granddaughter of Juliette McGill Kinsey and John Harris Kinsey, whose childhood family was one of the earliest settlers of Chicago, Illinois. Juliette Kinsey wrote about her experiences in the Northwest Territory in her book Warbun, The Early Day. Some of what her granddaughter Juliette Gordon Low knew firsthand about her grandmother's experiences on the frontier were incorporated into the beginnings and traditions of Girl Scouts. The early home of Juliette Low's grandparents can be visited May 15 through October 15 in Portage, Wisconsin. In late 1912, Low proposed that the Camp Fire Girls merge with the Girl Guides, but was rejected in January 1913 as Camp Fire was then the larger group. Next, Low attempted to merge her organization with the Girl Scouts of America, which was founded in Des Moines, Iowa, by Clara Lizator Lane. She thought their similarities would make this easier, but Lizator Lane felt Daisy copycatted her organization and threatened to sue. Lizator Lane later claimed Low's organization was luring members away, but the GSA's growth was limited by a lack of financial resources, which led to its eventual demise. Girl Scouts of the United States. The Girl Guides of America in 1913 changed its name to Girl Scouts of the United States and moved its headquarters to Washington, D.C. In 1915, the organization was incorporated, and the national headquarters was moved to New York City. The name reached its current form, Girl Scouts of the United States of America, in 1947. The organization was given a congressional charter on March 16, 1950. GSUSA started with 18 members. Within months, members were hiking through the woods in knee-length blue uniforms. playing basketball on a curtained-off court and going on camping trips. In 1916, Lowe established an aviation badge, even before women could vote. By 1920, there were nearly 70,000 members. By 1923, the organization had branches in every state in the Union: Alaska, Hawaii, and Puerto Rico, and a total membership of 125,738. In 1930 it had over 200,000. In 2013 there were over 3.2 million Girl Scouts, 2.3 million girl members, and 890,000 adult members in the United States. More than 50 million American women have participated in Girl Scouts through its membership in WAGGGS. GSUSA girls and adults are among over 10 million members in 146 countries. The names and ages of the levels and the larger structure of the program have changed significantly over time. In 1923, Girl Scouts were organized into patrols, troops, local councils, and the National Council. Troops were initially fairly independent before joining together into small councils, which recently merged to form larger councils. Today there are over 100 councils across the U.S. The Juliette Gordon Lowe birthplace, located in Savannah, Georgia, in the former Gordon family home, became the National Girl Scout Program Center in 1956. It provides tours to thousands of Girl Scouts yearly. Upon Lowe's death in 1927, she willed her carriage house, which would eventually become the Girl Scout First headquarters, to the local Savannah Girl Scouts for continued use. In 1923, national headquarters was located at 189 Lexington Avenue, New York. World War II. During World War II 1943–1945, many young Japanese American girls were confined in internment camps with their families. Girl Scout troops were organized even in these camps. These girls participated in many activities, including dramatic presentations that took place in the Crystal City internment camp in Crystal City, Texas. Desegregation. Most Girl Scout units were originally segregated by race according to state and local laws and customs. The first troop for African American girls was founded in 1917. The first American Indian troop was formed in New York State in 1921, and the first troop for Mexican Americans was formed in Houston, Texas in 1922. In 1933, Josephine Groves Holloway founded unofficial African American troops in Tennessee. She also fully desegregated the Cumberland Valley Council in 1962. The first official African American troop in the South was founded in 1932 in Richmond, Virginia, by Lena B. Watson and led initially by Lavinia Banks, a teacher from Armstrong High School. It first met in Hartshorn Hall at Virginia Union University. By the 1950s, GSUSA had begun significant national efforts to desegregate the camps and maintain racial balance. One of the first desegregations accomplished by Murray Walls in 1956 was Camp Shantytuck in Kentucky. Later the same year, Martin Luther King Jr. described Girl Scouts as a force for desegregation. In 1969, a National Girl Scout initiative called Action 70 was created that aimed to eliminate prejudice. Gloria D. Scott, an African American, was elected national president of Girl Scouts in 1975. Wing Scouts. The Wing Scout program was a senior Girl Scout program for girls interested in flying and wanting to serve their country that started in 1941 and ended in the 1970s. In July 1942, 29 troop leaders from 15 states met in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to take Wing Scout leadership training. They returned to their councils and began setting up Wing Scout troops. In 1959, the Girl Scout Council in North San Mateo County, California was presented with an offer from United Airlines San Francisco Management Club President J.L. Burnside to start an aviation program for senior Girl Scouts. One of the highlights of the Wing Scout program was the courtesy flight provided to senior Girl Scouts using United Airlines jets. For many of the girls, this was the first time they had flown in a plane. Senior Girl Scouts who had been in the program for 3 years were given the opportunity to take over the controls during flight in a small aircraft. The program was discontinued after United Airlines experienced financial setbacks in the 1970s. Age levels. The program was originally for girls ages 10 to 18, but it was subsequently divided into 3 levels. Brownies was based on a program developed in England in 1914, and was officially recognized in the mid-1920s. At the same time, girls over 18 or over 16 if first-class scouts became known as senior scouts. In 1938, the age divisions were brownies, intermediates and seniors. In 1965, the age structure was rearranged to brownies, juniors, cadets and seniors. In the early 1970s, the brownie level was extended to girls 6 years old or in the first grade, and the DAISY program for kindergarten girls of those age 5 was introduced in 1984. The DAISY program began as a pilot program called Pixies in 1976. In 2003, the Studio 2B program for girls ages 11 to 17 was introduced for cadets and seniors. Studio 2B allowed girls to call themselves by any name of their choosing, including but not limited to Studio 2B's teen Girl Scouts or cadets and seniors. Under the Studio 2B programs, girls were able to work on traditional badges as well as Studio 2B activities, and the Silver Award and Gold Award requirements were rewritten to require both. Studio 2B activities differed from badges in 2 ways. Each booklet focused on topics such as environmentalism or self-confidence rather than being, and to earn each Studio 2B charm, the Girl Scout had to choose activities from the booklet and then meet a goal relevant to the booklet topic. She would create her own plan for achieving her goal, following a basic planning procedure called SMART. On October 1, 2008, all levels were renamed to have Girl Scout as the beginning of their name and more. Girl Scout Brownies instead of Brownie Girl Scouts, and all levels are by grade only instead of by age or grade. A new level, Girl Scout Ambassadors, was created for girls in grades 11 and 12, with Girl Scout seniors to be only in 9th and 10th grade. And 6th grade girls were reclassified from the junior level to cadet to conform with school grade levels. The new levels were tried in approximately 6 councils in spring 2008, and were put to use nationally after October 1, 2008. Although troop membership has always, and is still, the most common way to participate in Girl Scouting, girls who do not have a local troop or who do not desire or have the time to participate in traditional troop activities can still sign up as individual Girl Scouts. Individual Girl Scouts were known in the early years of Girl Scouting as Lone Scouts, and later as Juliettes. They attend activities independently, and work individually on badges and awards. In 2015-2016, the term Juliet was phased out in favor of the term Independent Girl Scouts. The Campus Girl Scouts program allows women to be active in Girl Scouting while in college. Campus Girl Scouting is an organization that helps promote and build student involvement in the community, the local council, and the college campus through service. Mariner Scouts. The 20th National Council of GSUSA launched the Mariner Girl Scout program in October 1934. Similar to the Boy Scouts of America's Sea Scouting, the program was designed for older Girl Scouts interested in outdoor water-based activities. By the end of 1934, 12 Mariner ships were registered, and the first 2 handbooks launching a Girl Scout Mariner ship and charting the course of a Girl Scout Mariner ship were published. The Mariner Girl Scout program remains active, but in a smaller form. Most girls have instead joined Sea Scouting, which has been co-ed since 1971. Special programs. There are programs for girls in unusual situations that make it difficult for them to participate in the standard program. The Girl Scouts Beyond Bars program helps daughters of incarcerated mothers connect with their mothers and helps mothers participate in Girl Scout activities. Another program, Girl Scouting in Detention Centers, allows girls who are themselves in detention centers to participate in scouting. Other initiatives try to help girls in rural areas or in public housing. There are also programs for American girls living overseas. Organizational structure. The national organization has its central headquarters in New York City. It is headed by a chief executive officer and a 40-member national board of directors. Silvio Acevedo currently serves as the chief executive officer, and was officially appointed in May 2017. The chair of the National Board of Directors. The highest volunteer position is Kathy Hopinka-Hannon. Below the national organization are councils which cover a large portion of a state or geographic region. Some councils own and run camps for the troops within their area of responsibility. Councils are usually subdivided into areas called neighborhood service units or associations, which are program delivery areas that consist of troops at all age levels in a smaller area, such as a town. The basic unit is the troop, which may or may not be sponsored. In contrast to Boy Scout troop chartered organizations, Girl Scout troop sponsors do not own the troop. Troops range in size from as small as 5 to as large as 30 or more girls, and may be divided into several patrols of 8 or fewer girls. Realignment. In 2004, Girl Scouts of the USA hired a consultant to help Girl Scouts develop a strategy to ensure our future success and growth. They set targets and implemented ways to change the organization for the better. In addition, 6 SCOUT teams looked at ways Girl Scouts could improve its structure to prepare for future growth and success of the organization. This followed declines in membership and in revenue, as well as challenges in subsidizing programs for inner-city girls. The governance gap team found that consolidation decreased confusion and provided economies of scale, and recommended an optimal council size of approximately 10,000 girls. As of 2006, there were 312 regional Girl Scout councils which own the 236,000 local troops and other groups. As part of a 2006 reorganization, the National Board of Directors consolidated the 312 councils into 109 councils. This was not without resistance. The Manitou Girl Scout Council in Wisconsin sued the National GSUSA in federal district court, alleging breach of the Girl Scout Charter, although the suit was summarily dismissed with prejudice by the district court. The 7th U.S. Circuit of Appeals overturned that decision, stating that a Girl Scout Council agreement was no different than a Dunkin' Donuts franchise. The decision of the appeals court maintained the status of the Manitou Council. As a result, there are 112 Girl Scout councils in the United States. Promise Law Motto and Slogan. Promise. The Girl Scout promise can be made in English, Spanish, or in American Sign Language. with the same meaning. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. The promise is often recited at Girl Scout troop meetings while holding up the 3 middle fingers of the right hand, which forms the Girl Scout sign. Girl Scout policy states that the organization does not endorse or promote any particular philosophy or religious belief. The movement is non-sectarian, founded on American democratic principles, one of which is freedom of religion. In this context, the word God may be interpreted by each Girl Scout depending on her individual spiritual beliefs, and Girl Scouts are free to substitute the word consistent with their beliefs, such as Creator, my faith, Allah, etc. The aim of Girl Scouts is to help girls pursue 4 goals: develop to their full potential, relate to others with increasing understanding, skill and respect, develop a meaningful set of values to guide their actions and make sound decisions, and contribute to the improvement of society. Law, I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong and responsible for what I say and do, and to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout. The Girl Scout law has been changed several times since 1912. The original Girl Scout law, written by Juliette Gordon Low, was the Girl Scout law motto: be prepared. Slogan: do a good turn daily. Girl Scout uniforms. For girls ages 5 to 14, the unifying look includes wearing a choice of a tunic, vest, sash for displaying official pins and awards, combined with their own solid white shirts and khaki pants or skirts. Girl Scouts in high school can also wear a scarf that unites the look with the sisterhood of Girl Scouts around the world. For adult members, the unifying look of the uniform is a Girl Scout official scarf, a tie for men, worn with the official membership pins, combined with their own navy blue business attire. Girl Scouts at the Daisy and Brownie levels will continue to have a full uniform ensemble available. Girl Scout uniforms have changed significantly over the years, from the original navy blue in 1912 to khaki in 1914 to the familiar green. The evolution has included uniforms with the specificity to designate each age level of Girl Scouting. Since 2008, Girl Scouts at each level have one required element for the display of official pins and awards, which will be required when girls participate in ceremonies or officially represent the Girl Scout movement. For all levels, earned awards go on the front of the vest or sash following official placements. Fun patches can be displayed on the back of a vest or sash. Girl Scout daisies can choose a blue vest or a smock with a full uniform, a white shirt, and khaki pants and skirt. They have their own daisy pin and a choice of accessories. Girl Scout brownies can choose a traditional brown vest or sash to be worn with a historic brownie pin and other uniform pieces, a white shirt and khaki pants or skirts. Girl Scout juniors wear their official vest or sash to display insignia, including awards, coupled with a white shirt and khaki pants or skirt. Girl Scout cadets seniors and ambassadors can choose a khaki sash or vest to go with khaki pants, a skirt and a white shirt. The adult uniform also changed, with registered women and men wearing navy blue business attire, again from their regular wardrobes. Also available for women are official sweaters and an insignia scarf, while men have the option of an official tie. Logos. The current Girl Scouts of the USA logo was adopted in 2010 based on Saul Bass' 1978 logo. Bass was a graphic designer known for his motion picture title sequences, most notably for Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. The hair and facial styles were updated by Jennifer Keenan. and Bobby Martin of the original Champions of Design. The emblem, designed by Juliette Lowe, was the only emblem used for Girl Scout pins through 1980. At the 1978 GSUSA National Convention, the use of two logos was voted on, allowing Girl Scouts to pick which they wanted to wear as their Girl Scout pin. Activities and programs. One of the original, and continuing attractions of Girl Scouts is that girls became proficient campers, and participate in many outdoor activities such as canoeing or backpacking with their troops. Troops do service projects such as carrying out flag ceremonies, collecting food for food drives, visiting nursing homes, and Christmas caroling or other community services. Troops may also plan and take extended trips within the United States or even to another country. Troops may organize cultural or learning events such as first aid training or attending live theater. The Girl Scout activity most familiar to the general public may be the annual sale of Girl Scout cookies, which started in 1917 as a money-earning opportunity for councils and troops. Girl Scouts and STEM. In the past few years, Girl Scouts has incorporated STEM-related programs and badges in order to encourage more interest in Scouts in STEM fields. From 2005 to 2007, more than 8.6 million STEM-related badges were sold. The first STEM-related Girl Scout badges, though, can be traced back to the 1913 electrician and flyer badges. The first computer-related badges appeared in the 1980s. In 2001, the Girl Scout Research Institute published a 36-page report about the need for more encouragement to get girls into the field of technology. An even larger push for STEM programs came after a 2012 study by the Girl Scout Research Institute reported that 74% of teenage girls were interested in courses in STEM subjects, while only 25% of STEM industry jobs were held by women. Recent endeavors to encourage interest in STEM fields amongst Girl Scouts includes partnerships with companies like NASA with the SETI Institute to create a 5-year space education program called Reaching for the Stars, NASA Science for Girl Scouts. The most recent push to help Girl Scouts imagine a future in STEM was the Girl Scouts appearance at the International Consumer Electronics Show in January 2016 to show off Digital Cookie 2.0, a website made in partnership with Dell and Visa that helps Girl Scouts manage their cookie business online. Girl Scouts currently has 5 badge categories that relate to STEM activities: the Naturalist, Digital Arts, Science and Technology, Innovation, and Financial Literacy badge categories are all listed on the Girl Scouts website as badge categories able to be connected with STEM lessons and projects. Current available STEM-related badges include the Home Scientist badge for brownies. For juniors, the Entertainment Technology badge is currently offered. For cadets, there is the Science of Happiness badge, and for seniors, the Science of Style and Sky badges. In June 2017, Girl Scouts announced a partnership with Palo Alto Networks to create 18 cybersecurity badges by September 2018. Destinations. Once known as wider opportunities or wider ops, destinations are travel opportunities for individual older Girl Scouts. Destinations are held within the United States and in other countries. Destinations are primarily international outdoor science people or apprenticeship-oriented such as kayaking in Alaska, or career-oriented such as learning about working for NASA. A destination may be trip to one of the WAGGGS World Centers. Traditions. The Girl Scouts of the USA have many customs and traditions: camping, community service, singing, and money earning to support their activities. The Girl Scout handshake and the Girl Scout signal for silence are two shared by WAGGGS member organizations. Other traditions include the friendship circle with a squeeze, taking bandanas, and homemade sit-up-ons on camping trips, and the buddy system. Bridging is the process of going from one level to another. Bridging is usually done at the troop level, although area bridgings are often held. The girls that are bridging walk across a bridge to their new level and are greeted with the Girl Scout handshake. There is a notable bridging ceremony held in San Francisco as GS Juniors bridge to GS Cadets over the Golden Gate Bridge. World Thinking Day and Girl Scout Zone are traditions throughout the world of Girl Scouting. World Thinking Day has occurred annually since 1926 on February the 22nd, the birthday of both Robert Baden-Powell and Olive Baden-Powell. On World Thinking Day, Girl Scouts and guides around the world think about their sisters in other lands. Councils or local service units hold a celebration on or near this day, in which each participating troop gives a presentation of the culture and customs of a country selected by the troop. Many Girl Scouts in America celebrate Juliette Gordon Lowe's birthday on October 31st, Founders Day. The parties often include the girls dressing up in Halloween costumes and serving birthday cake. A Girl Scout Zone is a special ceremony that expresses the spirit of Girl Scouting, when the girls reflect upon their feelings about Girl Scouting and the world around them. A Girl Scout Zone can have any theme or none at all. It is a solemn time given for Girl Scouts to create a moment of their very own. It can be held at any time and include the girls' troop, or be held at any inter-troop gathering. Adult recognition. There are also GS awards for adults, including Outstanding Volunteer, Outstanding Leader, Appreciation Pin, Honor Pin, Thanks Badge and Thanks Badge 2. Outstanding Volunteer is awarded for outstanding service as Girl Scout volunteer. Outstanding Leader is awarded for outstanding service as Girl Scout leader. Appreciation Pin is awarded for exceptional performance beyond expectations for the position. The Honor Pin recognizes an adult member who has delivered exceptional service beyond expectations to two or more geographic areas, service units, or program delivery audiences in a way that furthers the Council's goals. Thanks Badge recognizes outstanding service for two or more service units. Different GS councils use different terminology for regions within their council. Thanks Badge 2 is awarded where the recipient has received the Thanks Badge, and the recipient's service continues to merit further recognition. At least one nomination, 2 endorsements and a review of the forms is required for each of these awards. Effect on American life. Among the many famous American Girl Scouts are Dakota Fanning, Lucille Ball, Katie Couric, and Elizabeth Dole. Many Girl Scouts have become successful leaders in numerous professional fields such as law, medicine, politics, journalism, and science. Beginning with Lou Henry Hoover, the incumbent First Lady has served as the honorary president of GSUSA. Lou Henry Hoover was also the actual president of the Girl Scouts from 1922 to 1925, and chairman of the National Board of Directors from 1925 to 1928. During World War I and World War II, girls involved in Scouts helped the Allied forces by selling defense bonds, growing victory gardens, and collecting waste fat and scrap iron. Girl Scouts also spread their values into their communities through community service projects such as soup kitchens and food drives. Over 20 of NASA's career astronauts were former Girl Scouts. The first American woman to spacewalk was a former Girl Scout drive, Kathryn Sullivan. The American Girl From 1917 until 1979, Girl Scouts published a magazine originally called The Rally, and then The American Girl, with a later dropped. At one time this magazine had the largest circulation of any magazine aimed at teenaged girls. Sectarianism. When the Girl Scouts were first organized, the organization claimed to be non-sectarian in practice as well as theory. By the early 1920s, Catholic Girl Scout units had been founded in New York, Philadelphia, Washington, and other cities. In the 1920s, only about 2,000 Girl Scouts were Catholic. To serve God in the Promise. In early 1992, the Totem Girl Scout Council suggested changing the promise to make it possible for girls who did not believe in a monotheistic God to join. In November 1992, the parents of Nitsia Cuevas Marcia sued for their daughter to be permitted to participate even though she refused to promise to serve God. On October 23, 1993, the Girl Scouts of the USA voted 1,560-375 to permit individuals to substitute another word or phrase for God in their promise, with the explanation that Girl Scout President B. Larry O'Rulian made an official statement that the change is a very strong statement that Girl Scouts continue to be on the cutting edge, and this is a continuing effort to show that we have strength in diversity, and that we are an inclusive organization. Some groups consider that the Girl Scouts of the USA have not gone far enough in making scouting open to non-theists, others that they have gone too far in removing God, or that they are violating the Constitution of the WAGGGS. The WAGGGS Constitution requires member societies to maintain membership standards, to include a promise similar to the one established by Baden-Powell, which includes the concept of duty to God. The GSUSA policy adopted in 1993 led to the 1995 formation of an alternative organization, the American Heritage Girls, that accepts only leaders and chartering organizations that agree with a specific Christian statement of faith. The organization had a little over 5,000 members in 2006. According to the organization, membership as of 2012 is over 18,000. Chief Executive Offices. The title has changed over the years. National Secretaries, National Directors, National Executive Directors, Chief Executive Officers. 100th Anniversary. GSUSA celebrated the 100th anniversary of its founding by Juliette Lowe with a Bridge to the Second Century event on November 13, 2011 at the GS National Convention in Houston and other sites around the country. The anniversary was also celebrated by participation in the world-famous Pasadena, California Tournament of Roses Parade of 2012. Featuring the Girl Scouts 100th Anniversary Float, which was designed and decorated by Girl Scouts. U.S. President Barack Obama signed the Girl Scouts of the USA Commemorative Coin Act for the 100th anniversary celebration. The act authorized the minting of 350,000 silver dollar coins in honor of Girl Scouts, and the achievements of the 50 million women influenced by Girl Scouting. During the last 100 years, Colorado is staging a vigorous campaign to create a special license plate to honor the Girl Scout Centennial. The Girl Scouts of Minnesota and Wisconsin River Valleys hosted the Great Girl Gathering, a centennial celebration on March 10 and 11, 2012 for 140,000 girls at the Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota. Build-A-Bear Workshop had a limited edition Girl Scout bear and outfits for the 100th anniversary. The Girl Scout Council of the nation's capital in Washington, DC hosted a 100th anniversary sing-along on the National Mall on June 9, 2012, called Girl Scouts Rock the Mall 100th Anniversary Sing-Along. The Rock the Mall event drew more than 200,000 people to the National Mall to celebrate Girl Scouting and cost $2 million. Girl Scouts of Citrus, in partnership with Walt Disney World, held a special 100th anniversary bridging event on May 25, 2012. The Bridging into the Next Century event provides Girl Scouts from all over the country an opportunity to celebrate the spirit of Girl Scouting at Epcot. Cincinnati Museum Center held a daytime and overnight event to celebrate in partnership with the Girl Scouts of Western Ohio, who Ohio designed an exhibit which will be on display for free until May 13, 2012. The exhibit displays old uniforms, literature, and discusses the role of the Girl Scouts for the last 100 years. GSUSA have made a new cookie called Savannah Smiles to commemorate the anniversary. The Girl Scouts of Northeast Texas hosted the Girl Scouts National Exhibition at the 2012 State Fair of Texas in the historic Hall of State. At the State Fair of Texas, visitors were able to indulge on a fried Samoa, be part of a virtual campfire, walk through a life-sized cookie box, and see a replica of Juliette Gordon Lowe's house. In Savannah, Georgia, where Girl Scouting was founded, they hosted a party in the park. In Forsyth Park, where there was a Centennial Honor Guard consisting of girls wearing vintage uniforms from the Girl Scout First headquarters. The uniforms were 1912, 1914, 1928, 1940s, 1960s, 1970s, 1980s. And the current. The city of Savannah closed part of the Talmadge Bridge so girls could walk the bridge and bridge to the next century. Savannah also had a sunrise service with the CEO, Ana Maria Chavez. The honor guard from the park carried the eternal flame. The city of Savannah dedicated their annual Georgia Day to Juliette. Similar organizations. Campfire Girls was founded in 1910, 2 years prior to the Girl Scouts, by some of the creators of the Boy Scouts of America. In 1975 the group became co-educational, and soon afterwards changed its name to Campfire Boys and Girls. The name was changed to Campfire USA in 2001 and to Campfire in 2012. As of 2009, the group has a membership of about 750,000. Various religions have their own youth clubs, such as Missionettes for the Assemblies of God. Little Flowers Girls Club is a Catholic-focused girls club. GEMS Girls Clubs is a non-denominational group with a Calvinist, Reformed background. Pioneer Girls started as a Methodist group that is non-denominational. One youth group explicitly set up as a Christian alternative to the Girl Scouts is the American Heritage Girls, started in 1995 in Westchester, Ohio, by a group of parents upset with available female scouting organizations. AHG is a Christian organization that states that it is a non-profit organization dedicated to the mission of building women of integrity through service to God, family, community, and country. As of 2011, it claims a membership of over 14,000. Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Would you like to know more?